What's going on? Today we've got another e-bike in the garage. This one comes to us from Vintage Electric. They make old school looking machines with newer school bits, and they make versions that are limited edition ones, like this one right here. Down there, that one. That is a Shelby model from Vintage Electric. It's basically based off their Tracker, their Scrambler style bike. It's got a little bit of travel, 60 mils in the front. It's got disc brakes front and rear, and then it's got a nice big old hub motor in the back. And another cool feature, it has something called race mode, which raises the top speed from 24 miles per hour to 36. Oh my God. Let's take it for a spin.
Santa Clara, California-based Vintage Electric has been cranking out electric bikes for a number of years now. The goal with these bikes is to deliver something with retro style, yet packing an electric punch. The bikes aren't cheap, but they're also not crazy expensive for the e-bike space. Pricier than a Segway X160 and the Super 73 models, but significantly less than something like the high-performance stuff from Cake. These are more in line with the price point of an UBCO, but Vintage Electric and UBCO are for two very different riders. Where the UBCO is about utility, a Vintage Electric bike is about old school style. And with the limited run Shelby model, it's about power too. Just 300 units are to be built, and each one costs $7,249 to start. There are options to add some cargo racks, but the most important option is the $149 add-on to get race mode. That unlocks a top speed of 36 miles per hour compared to the standard 20 miles per hour for regular old street mode. The hub motor out back is a 750 watt unit, but it jumps to a 3,000 watt unit for race mode. You have hydraulic disc brakes front and rear, 26-inch wheels wearing Shelby rubber, and a 1,123 watt-hour battery. Vintage Electric says the range on a full charge is between 40 and 75 miles, assuming you're not ripping along in the off-road only race mode. You've got a big light up front, a brake light in the back, and regen braking as well. It's a sharp-looking electric toy that's best suited for someone who's a massive fan of the Shelby brand and likely owns a Cobra, in which this will sit next to inside the garage. If you don't care about the Shelby bit, I say the Scrambler is better with its black paint and lower starting price of $6,995.
So it's smooth. The weight of it gives it like a nice planted feeling. You know, it's a little tight in the cockpit area just because I'm 6'3" and I could be further back, you know, but that's just the nature of this style of bike. I don't need a dropper post, I don't need to be up here, I'm not pedaling, so I don't care about, you know, necessarily my leg stroke. If you want to use this to pedal, then it's a kind of goofy for someone my size, so, but that's why there's a throttle, right? It does look cool. I wouldn't get the Shelby model just because I'm not a homer for Shelby stuff. The motor definitely gets up and goes. It didn't hit full throttle or full speed up the hill, but it was doing about 29, not that that was a very steep hill. The hub's a little noisier than I'd expect, even though on my mountain bike I want my hub to be super loud, and I love how loud it is. I would expect something like this to be a little more quiet. But it's fun to ride. Feels well built. Big, you know, the heft translates to quality. I like these grips, though I wouldn't mind something a little squishier, but with my gloves on, they feel fine. And they're nice and thick.
So overall, the bike is cool, the retro styling works, and if you really like Shelby, this would be a fun thing to add to your collection. Is it a little on the expensive side? Yeah, but it's not insane for the industry itself and for who the target demographic is for this bike. As for the speed part of it, I don't know if that speedometer is actually accurate. I feel like it was saying I was going faster than I actually was, though maybe the wheelbase of the bike makes speed feel more comfortable. I'd like to test it with a different speedometer or using my phone or something to see what it can actually do. So if you're after something with a vintage aesthetic with modern electric power, I think you need to give the Vintage Electric lineup a look.
Shelby!